All right, boys, episode 16 of the Daily Market Outlooks. And before we dive into the charts, what I would just like to point out is two things. So I can keep that big. First thing is we've hit 309 subscribers on YouTube, which is amazing. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Subscribing and liking does help me tremendously. So thank you for this achievement. And the second thing is we've hit 104 members in the Discord, which is absolutely insane. You guys have been great. So thank you so much, and I hope to continue this growth, right? So let me just show you guys the Discord quickly. So yesterday I did my EU top-down analysis, GU top-down analysis in detail in the Discord, and then I pointed out that GU was looking spicy for some shorts, and I actually executed some shorts yesterday on GU. I ended up making 2.7%. I called this live in front of everyone. I'm not sure if anyone took it, but it was there for the taking. And yeah, so we're up 2.7% from this start of the week, which is really good. So I'm really happy about that. But let's dive into the analysis. So today is Tuesday, Tuesday 11th. We have 10 a.m. news, Jolt's opening, and it is the day before CPI. So we've got to keep that in mind. CPI is tomorrow, so usually the day before can potentially be a lower probability day. With that being said, let's dive into the charts. So I've changed the color a bit of my charts. I've made it a bit lighter, the black, to make it more clean. But anyways, let's dive in. So let's start off on the DXY. The DXY monthly time frame. So we've been reacting to this monthly order block up into here. And we have this BPR, which is in sight and could potentially be traded to as of right now. And I've marked out these equal lows in case we have some strong bullishness, some strong bearishness, sorry. So yeah, this is basically, if you don't know what a BPR is, it's two overlapping fair value gaps, and it's a stronger PD array than a fair value gap. So that's the monthly time frame. This is expecting to be hit anytime soon. And let's go down to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we can see these equal lows, which I have marked out. Potentially price will trade below this before creating a pullback. It could also create a pullback from here, but this would be a more high probability scenario if we sweep these lows and then expand higher a bit. So if we do something like this and then push higher, that would be a nice trade for a pullback. Let's go down to the daily time frame. So in the daily time frame, I was showing this yesterday and in the Discord group. Basically, this is what I'm expecting for price. So as I've just said, sweep of this weekly low, these equal lows right here, and this is when we might get our pullback coming into the weekly breaker, weekly zone, maybe even tapping into this weekly gap and daily zone before heading lower. And if you look at price, so we've really well expanded lower. And now what's happening is the volume has slowed down. So potentially what price is going to do now is maybe we get a last push down and then we can see a pullback coming in sight. So the way that I'm seeing this is potentially the banks now have slowed down their sells. They've maybe closed many of their short positions. And now what they want to do is start putting their long positions in, and it takes time because they're trading with billions and billions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, right? So it takes time for them to put their long positions in. So that might be what is happening right now. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour time frame is not very clean at the moment, and you have to keep that in mind coming into, well, basically the day before CPI, right? So we have these equal highs, but now we are sort of in this consolidation zone between this high right here and this low right here. When we identify a consolidation zone, what we know is it's best to wait for either side to be swept or close in above to then take or position ourselves, right? So if we're looking at some simple AMD, this would be the accumulation right here. We'd get a manipulation and then potentially a distribution, and we can trade the pullback higher. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame. So in the 15-minute time frame, what I've marked out is price has been trending bullishly. So we've been breaking highs, creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. However, we do have many equal lows down here, right? We have really clean equal lows right here. We've created some more equal lows right here. And we have this DWOG, we have new week opening gap, an NDOG, not DWOG. We have the NDOG. So this would be an area where price could potentially retrace to, create a pullback, induce people into longs, and then we might get some short opportunities. However, this is where it gets a bit complicated because Euro USD and Pound are saying differently. So let's go to Euro USD. Euro USD, monthly time frame, right? We have this massive bullish candle as of right now, which has no lower wick, sorry. I'm keeping that in mind. Coming into the rest of the week, coming into the rest of the month, because we have 20 days left for this candle. And what we could see is, if we're going to be very bearish and bullish for the dollar, is a massive flip, right? This could be the low of the month, or this could just be the manipulation before the distribution. So I'm keeping that in mind. Again, we have these equal highs right up into here, and this monthly BPR, which I'm waiting for it to be hit. Let's drop down to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we have these equal highs, the same equal highs that we have on the DXY. We have this previous weekly high right into here, and we are in this weekly zone right here. We have shifted in market structure above this high, creating a nice typical market structure shift, mitigating into this weekly breaker from all over here, and now we are pushing higher. I've marked out the weekly breaker, the new fresh weekly breaker, and this weekly demand zone. So what I want to see is price tap into here, sweep this high, and then create a pullback, and then we could potentially see longs from this weekly breaker or weekly demand zone, right? Very simple, no need to overcomplicate anything. On the daily time frame, same thing for the DXY, right? We have slowed down. We are displaced massively, and now the last few candles, look at the size of them relative to this candle. All of these four candles have been trading in a 123 pip range, and this other candle, this last candle, was not 194. So you can see the displacement that was here, and now the real slowdown, right? I have still marked out this fair value gap. So potentially price sweeps this high, comes down into here, or maybe we'll see price come straight down into here. I must say though, that would feel awkward. It doesn't feel right for price to just come down into here. It feels more likely that price is going to sweep these highs and then come lower, or at least sweep this high and then go lower. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, I've marked out these equal lows. I've marked out this fair value gap, which price has nicely traded into, but I've also marked out this 4-hour consequent encroachment of this rejection block. So if that is Chinese to you, basically wicks are gaps, right? And if you use the 50% level of a gap, you can apply that to a wick. They work the same way. So this is the 50% level of this wick, and what price has currently done, as you can see, is it has respected it, and potentially what price is going to do now is displace lower, targeting this low and then eventually these lows. With that being said, I have just explained that on the daily time frame, we would like to see price trade up into here. So as of right now, it is not extremely clear, which is probably meaning that I will not take any trades today. Now let's drop straight down to the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15-minute time frame, what price has done is swept these equal highs. We're getting some bearish momentum, right? This would be the M15 market structure shift. So if price breaks below this, we have gone from bullish order flow. So you can see price respecting all of these order blocks, pushing higher, respecting the fair value gaps, expanding higher, to bearish order flow, because we would now break this low, which broke this high, which would just basically mean a market structure shift. So I will be setting an alert at this level. If price breaks below this low, it might break it below this low while I'm recording this video. And then what I'd be looking for is lower time frame confirmation to take some shorts. Because I'm currently up on the week, it might mean that I would lower my risk, especially with the conditions right now. So I might only be risking 0.5% if I'm taking these shorts, just because it's the day before CPI and it's not the clearest day today. So let's go to the monthly time frame on GBP USD. Same thing here, we're reacting to this monthly zone. We have this monthly zone right here. We do not have a BPR, which means that GBP USD is potentially more bullish than the two other pairs that I've just talked about. So Euro USD and the DXY. This is the weekly time frame. Not much to say. We've had this massive bullish candle, expecting a pullback. We're in this weekly doji order block right here, but we have this monthly zone right here, which we are waiting to be hit. So, on the daily time frame, what I'm looking at is same thing here, except we've traded into this daily fair value gap. So this is a potential sign that what we're going to see now is the expansion higher. The expansion higher on GBP USD would mean the expansion lower on the pound USD coming into these equal lows. So that is aligning, right? 4-hour time frame. We've swept this major low. We've created SMT with Euro USD. So if you look at this low right here, this low right here, if you go to Euro USD, that's the SMT right here. That's the SMT right there, right? So we have a pretty clear SMT right now, and that could be an indication of an expansion higher. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame. So we have just missed this zone and we are starting the displacement lower. So same thing here. What price has been doing is it has been expanding higher. If price breaks below this low, we have a market structure shift and we could potentially see or catch some shorts, right? That's it for today's video. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Keep in mind, please keep in mind tomorrow is CPI. So this is straight away, this is an indication that today is going to be lower probability. If I'm going to take a trade, I will not be risking as much as usual just because of the conditions. And that's it, boys. If you need any help or anything, just send me a message in the Discord and I will answer. See you in the next one.